Okay, so it's right around 9:15 p.m. on Wednesday, January 17th. I made a mistake earlier today in one of the videos that I made, and I said today was the 18th. Today is the 17th. And today was a crazy day. I actually had to make about 4 or 5 videos documenting nonstop harassment, breaches of habitation, violations of the lease, a lot of really violent, disruptive behavior from the psychotic thug directly below in 76, the aggressive sex offender next door in 88, and someone, presumably the sex offender, Jay Irizarry, who keeps accessing the bathroom located directly behind that wall, which is the bathroom of her former unit. She lived in that unit for 9 of the last 10 years. And so it's not a stretch of the imagination to figure out that she can probably still access her former unit since she still lives in the building, according to Oleg Eliseyev. She's been smoking nonstop behind that wall throughout the entire day today. And I've actually lost my voice. I'm having a hard time speaking. And I was just exhausted today, and I had a ton of stuff to get done. Today is the second day off that I've had from work, only the second day off I've had in the last 7 days, 8 days now. So I worked just about 6 days straight. I did a double on Sunday, which counts as basically 2 days of work, and also had to be in court with the landlord last Wednesday and then had to work just afterwards. So it was kind of a busy week, and I didn't get anything done today because at 4 a.m., as soon as I got up to quietly use my toilet, all 3 sex offenders and all 3 adjacent units, including the psychopath who keeps accessing the vacant premises of the vacant bathroom of her former unit located directly behind this wall, they all started getting really aggressive and agitated all at once at 4 a.m. while I was quietly trying to use the toilet in my bathroom with the lights off. And then I had to send emails to management, make phone calls, and document the fact that I had just been violently aggressed and intruded upon while I was quietly trying to use my toilet at 4 a.m. The psychopath also keeps using this remote controlled stun gun device, and she likes to zap me while I lie on this bed and try to rest. And that happened throughout oh my God, she's doing this right now. And it keeps happening. It's affecting my health. And I've lost my voice, basically. I'm having a hard time speaking, which could also be because of the large amounts of smoke that are coming from the bathroom of Unit 78. And that forced me out into the hallway several times throughout the early morning to try to figure out where the smoke was coming from. But it never comes from the hallway or from the front stairwell. It comes from the bathroom located directly behind my toilet. But everything is perfectly fine. I'm having a great evening, and I'm going to give my dad a call in a little bit and listening to this beautiful jazz music. It's fine. Everything is great. I'm having a lovely evening in spite of all the craziness, because the craziness isn't mine. I'm simply reporting the craziness as I experience it while going about minding my own business, right? So when you're just living your life, you're doing everything that you need to do as you need to do it, and people are deliberately like attacking you. The problem is theirs and not yours, right? So I can easily detach myself from that. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm listening to some really awesome, smooth jazz music, which is always so relaxing, and it just makes everything better. And I just had a very healthy dinner to offset the damage that is done to my body from the nonstop remote stun gun device that is being used by a homicidal psychopath and a registered sex offender who likes to sit behind that wall and deliberately get disruptive against the wall so that I have to know that she's right there. That's what stalkers do. They want you to know that they're able to approach you even if you don't want to have anything to do with them, and that's why they stalk you. People stalk you because they have no other way of having anything to do with you, and they're psychotic. So this person is a psychotic sex offender and wants me to know that she's behind that wall. That's why she deliberately fills my living space and that corner right there with intense marijuana fumes, and also uses some type of remote controlled stun gun device. These devices exist. Not only do they exist, you can get them on the internet for about $89, depending on which website you go to. So if you don't think that remote controlled stun gun devices exist and that your neighbor can't buy one and use it on you, then you're just stupid. Why don't you Google remote controlled stun gun. You're going to find a whole bunch of results, and you can probably order one for yourself. And if you're nasty enough, maybe you can use it on your neighbors if they're bothering you, right? That's what's happening to me. So when I lie on my bed and just try to rest or pick my wedgie or scratch my armpits, this psychopath and sex offender keeps using this remote stun gun device to try to participate in the process. She wants me to know that she has knowledge of what I do in the privacy of this unit. But you know what? It's up to me to let it bother me or not. And right now, none of it is bothering me. I have an awesome family. I have great friends. One of my friends just sent me a fantastic invite to a really cool networking event next week that I'm going to check out. I'm definitely going to go. It's a Boston Professional Network free luncheon where there's an author that's going to be speaking, and we can order copies of her book. So, you know, that's my life, right? I attend networking events with my friends. I have friends. I have a great family. I have a job, and I don't have to have anything to do with the low-life scum in Unit 78 behind that wall, which is a vacant unit that the psychopath keeps accessing because that's the unit she lived in for 9 of the last 10 years, and she keeps living in this building. I don't have it to have anything to do with the disgusting, violent thug directly below in 76 or the violent, agitated sex offender in 88. These sad pieces of shit just sit around all day, perving and creeping all over what other people do in the privacy of their living spaces, because the Greenville group is assisting these nut jobs in using surveillance devices to see what other people do in their bathrooms. I mean, really, when you're dealing with sex offenders, the question that you ask about their behavior and their use of surveillance devices isn't, well, why would anybody do that? The question to ask is, why wouldn't they do that? They are psychotic sex offenders who are so mentally disturbed that they are legally confined to their units and never leave the building. Rarely. I mean, they go to the store because I've seen them at the store, but not for very long. I mean, they don't, go on vacations the way I do. They don't go visit their families for Christmas for 10 days the way I do. They don't, go to Virginia with their friends the way I do. So they're just a different type of animal, let's put it that way. And I do not have to let them bother me. So I'm not. And I'm just listening to some great music, relaxing, watching some movies on Hulu. And I'm going to give my dad a call because I am close to my family and I care about them. And I hope he's doing okay. So none of the craziness that I had to deal with throughout the day today and had to report in videos and then phone calls to management is having any effect on me whatsoever. I have a cute little apartment. It's a bit of a mess right now, but I'm going to clean it up. It's cute. It serves my purposes just fine. I like having my own bathroom, even if I get aggressively harassed when I use it. At least it's there if I need it. And I'm just loving this jazz. And I'm going to call my dad. And I'm watching a really funny movie on Hulu called Christmas with the Campbells. Like I said, it's okay to watch Christmas movies after the new year, as long as it's not really like Santa centric. So this is like a kind of a family comedy movie, and it's basically a Hallmark Christmas movie on Tourette's, right? So Tourette's syndrome is when people inadvertently shout out obscenities for no reason, and this movie is just like that. It looks just like a Hallmark Christmas movie, which are family Christmas movies, but in this one, the nice older couple, the mom and dad, they suddenly start talking dirty to each other spontaneously for like no reason. And then they go back to being normal. Honey, would you like some soup? Oh, it's time for you to whip out that thing in your pants. But here, have some soup first. That kind of thing. I was like, what the hell? But it's kind of funny. So I accidentally clicked on it because I thought it was like a Hallmark Christmas movie. I was like, oh, Christmas with the Campbells. That looks good. But they literally like go off on these like filthy tangents for, 2 minutes. And then they go back to acting like they're in a Hallmark Christmas movie. So I thought it was kind of funny. I have to finish it. It's good comic relief. It's a little bit like We're the Millers with Jennifer Aniston. It's just funny and it's obscene and it's good comedy relief. So that's my evening, guys. And Yeah, you don't have to let things bother you. It's up to you if you let things bother you. So there was a crazy amount of nutty, nasty harassment throughout the day today. Each time I tried to use any of the bathrooms on this floor, my bathroom, the bathroom down the hall, I got aggressively harassed by the sex offenders. But then again, when you look at these pieces of shit, it's like, well, why wouldn't they do that? They're nothing but pieces of shit. That's why they never leave the building. That's why they're confined to their units. That's why they spend their entire sad, wasted lives perving and creeping all over what other people do in the privacy of the living spaces. And the Greenville group, who allows that to happen, they're just as low down and dirty as the tenants they rent to. But again, I'm not going to let that bother me. I'm having a great evening. I have to check on my dad. Hope he's doing okay and staying warm. Send some emails to my friends. One of my friends, again, just invited me to a new networking group next week. So I'm really looking forward to joining that networking group and maybe meeting some new people.